Reaping only feels good if you don't sow the seeds of bitchiness. Howdy ho, and welcome back to Whole Chat, a boy love and girl love podcast that believes in second chances. Most of the time. I'm your host, Chuck, and with me is someone who always gives me a second chance, even when I'm being a little brat. Keelz.
I was going to say that I am, with the reaping what we sow joke, at first I was like, are we going to talk about farming? Boy loves and farms?
No, but there is something to that for another time.
Another time?
I do actually have 2 different boy loves that involve farming.
Mm-hmm.
So, one day I will do it.
Hey, all right.
So this marks the first episode back from the fucky little time we've been having. So, summer break is technically over because was it a summer break or is it a cool way to mask needing time off? Who knows? Doesn't matter. But if you're listening to this now, we really appreciate your patience and your understanding. This podcast isn't wildly important in the grand scheme of things, but it's important to me that I make something nice and supportive of creative endeavors during an insane timeline, specifically what we're living in right now.
The worst timeline. It's not the worst, but it's just not comfortable feeling.
Things are very unprecedented, and I would like to do something gay to fight that. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's generally how I'm feeling about it and my idea. So thanks for sticking with us. I have no idea what the coming couple months are going to look like. You'll see. We'll be discovering this together, essentially, because I don't know for sure either. But, keep an eye on our Blue Sky and our Tumblr page, and we will update you as things happen. Cool. Great. Anyway, all that being said, the manga I picked for today is perfect for a fresh start. Today, I want to chat about, again, a manga created by author Limetree and artist Gongtae. It's an isekai about a douchey young man getting a second chance at living his life right, and all the shenanigans that includes. And also, of course, dudes having sex.
Dudes having sex.
And I would actually say other dudes have sex before the main couple has sex in this.
Do we see that they have sex, or is it just, alluded to?
We see the other couple have sex, for sure. Full on.
Before the main couple.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Hey, it happens.
You're gonna be probably a little bit upset about it, because you don't like these people.
Oh, boy.
It's so funny that they did it that way. But it also, it does serve a purpose. It's not just to show them fucking. It serves actually multiple plot-relevant purposes. But it was really funny. Especially on my reread, I'm like, that sucks. Also, this episode is brought to you by Mountain Dew. Not officially. I'm just drinking some right now. And it's the only thing that keeps me tethered to this reality. So, shout out to the Dew.
Goodness.
Don't judge me. Okay. Well, let's get started. So, our story begins with a rundown of the main character and well-known actor Han Nokyoung's various sins. An upsettingly long list that includes a leaked sex tape between Nokyoung and a mysterious man that had gone viral, various interview controversies, including just being a dick of an asshole to everybody that he's interviewing with, a history of being rude and or cruel to fellow actors and people within the industry, soliciting gifts from fans, treating his manager like shit, bullying, inciting someone to suicide, and the list goes on.
So he is an actor.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Yep.
I don't know. With all the stuff we keep hearing about Hollywood and acting and and directors and it's just I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Almost feels like, man, you're in acting and it's hell. It's its own form of hell.
That's very true.
You're a monster or you're thriving with monsters.
Yeah, you're either a monster or you're fucking Elijah Wood.
Who's dodging them.
Yeah. Just, he's been running for a long time and he's still successful. He's still okay. He's winning.
Yeah.
Well, needless to say, Han Nokyoung is notorious for being as beautiful as he is an asshole. So it's unsurprising, after a surprisingly short career of country, he is attacked with acid at a speaking event by a so-called anti-fan. An event that becomes a cornerstone of his fall from grace. So someone just comes up and splashes acid in his face, well, in public.
Ow.
Yeah.
And awful. Like,
Yeah.
he honestly, like, he sounds pretty bad. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to put it out there.
Yeah.
He sounds pretty bad. No one should attack anyone. But, like, this is one of those things where you're kind of like, you hear it and you're like, well, they were an asshole.
Right. And his whole career is based on how hot he is in a lot of ways. And so it fits, in a, like, Greek tragedy way, it fits the crimes he committed kind of thing, right? Like, you're getting your comeuppance because now you're not beautiful anymore, blah, 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 whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this kind of starts things rolling in the worst of directions. You see, that sex tape got leaked the same week of the acid attack. Two events that would have effectively ended his career on their own, separately, but occurred in tandem with back-to-back revelations of his dirty dealings. So they find out about the sex tape, he gets acid attacked, and then it all comes out that he's an asshole behind the scenes. And so it's all rushing forward and kind of turning into a katamari of bad shit. Yeah. So by the end of the week, not only is Nokyoung locked in a hospital room mourning the loss of his good looks, people all across Korea are saying he deserved it.
Rough.
Yeah. Despite the mounting horrors, Nokyoung finds comfort in the thoughts of Jang Hyung-jae, the CEO of his talent agency, knowing that he'll have his back, even now. Because Hyun-jae considers Nokyoung to be more than just another celebrity, and has said they'll be together forever.
Oh, is this his lover? Or sponsor?
You're gonna find out. It's more complicated than what you're thinking.
Okay.
Except, when Hyun-jae finally comes to see his charge, he is disgusted by Nokyoung's disfigurement and calls him worthless before fucking off.
Yeah.
With this final betrayal, all Nokyoung can do is laugh and cry hysterically at his misfortune. Is this what they call karma? Is this what he deserves? Realizing he has nothing left, Nokyoung finds a razor blade and takes to the bathroom to put an end to a life well wasted. As his blood pools in the drain, Nokyoung loses consciousness.
Jesus.
Only to wake up in a vast empty space. He is simply dressed, unharmed, and barefoot, inferring that this new location is a liminal space between life and death. So, limbo maybe. Maybe something else. But one of those, every culture seems to have the space between life and death, and it can look different depending on what you're there for, blah, 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 whatever. Mm-hmm. But that's where he's at.
Oh, so like for real, he's not dreaming, he's there.
Yeah.
Okay.
A woman calls out to him, and Nokyoung's head whips around, recognizing the voice. Before him is his mother, looking very happy to see him.
Oh, okay, happy at least.
Yes, yeah. Dude, when I was reading this too, I was like, he's like, Mom? And I'm like, is she gonna whoop your ass?
Right? Like, it's that instinct of like, oh, I'm in trouble. I think if you cause a lot of awful things to happen to people, you deserve an ass kicking. But
right.
Something about it coming from your mom is terrifying.
That's the thing.
Like, oh no, I really fucked up and my mom's gonna kick my ass.
Because I think if it was me that had done this, if it was me being like,
the worst person ever.
Yeah, I'll be a jerk to everybody, and I'm gonna, pick on people and drive somebody to suicide and, like, tell people to fuck off. I think if I died and my mom saw me coming up to the pearly gates, she would kick my ass down to hell for a minute.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are you doing? Did I raise you to be like this, really? You idiot asshole, I ain't helping you. Deserved.
Yeah, the devil's like, oh man, I can't help you. Like, well, I'm gonna let your mom handle this.
Like, it looks like you're grounded for the first century of the afterlife, idiot. Whatever. But so, she looks happy to see him. He runs to her like a little kid, clings to her, and bawls his little eyes out. She embraces him for a moment, lovingly calling him a crybaby. We're gonna pause and look at some pictures, because I need to catch you up. This is the only sex scene that we have before we get to other regular sex scenes. Mm-hmm. And it's just showing you the leaked sex tape, right? Mm-hmm. So that's the first time we even really get to see Nokyoung proper, really, is the leaked sex tape, which I thought was crazy.
Wow.
And then showing that it got leaked and stuff like that. And then we went to see him like a little bit, and they were talking about all of his problems, like how entitled he was. He's like, I'm fucking Han Nokyoung. You can't talk to me this way.
Jesus.
And then we get like an actual decent picture of him. He is just like pretty.
Mm-hmm.
He is drawn to be very pretty. He's a very pretty young man kind of thing.
Art style's not to my taste, but
The art style does improve. I have a hate boner because the artist this was like created in 2022. The artist has a new work from 2025, and they hit their fucking stride.
So they got a lot better.
And their shit looks so good, and they will not translate that work. And I'm pissed because I'm like, oh, they had the Globe of the Century, because there are other like anatomy issues and stuff like that in here. Like they're obviously getting really comfortable drawing a full-time comic, but I'm just like, yo, such good potential. But like the art's good, but it's like you can know in your heart it could be better, and they're gatekeeping it from me. I scrolled through their Twitter just to look at their new art because I needed to see, because they're, whatever. Okay, whatever, fine. It's fine. But this is the acid attack. This is what he looks like post acid attack. This is his
CEO guy.
The CEO of his talent agency. Yeah. This is not a lover thing. I'll explain what's going on. And this is what happens when he sees the CEO after his acid attack. The look of disgust. And then he's really upset.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I guess I'll off myself.
Yeah. I mean, he was probably, even if he wasn't really in love with him, he thought he was in love with him.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. I'm just saying, look, I know I don't know everything. I'm just saying emotionally, that's the vibe I'm getting.
Yes. Sorry, I'm having to think really hard about it because it's kind of complicated, but that's what I'm saying. Yes, that part is correct. And then he's in his little liminal space, and then here's his mom.
Ah, she's got the haircut that says dead anime mom.
Yeah, she doesn't have the side ponytail, but her hair is still pushed to the side. She's got long hair, and it's over her shoulder, and just missing the ponytail holder.
Yeah, she just feels like dead mom.
And then here he is bawling his little eyes out.
And
then we'll get to this, and that's why I wanted to catch up. So, she calls him a crybaby. They're holding on to each other and hugging and stuff like that. And then she holds him firmly by the shoulders, tells him to live right this time around, and then yeets him off a cliff that suddenly appeared beneath them. And she smiles the whole time, in a way that only a loving mother could, as Nokyoung falls. So just, I love you, do right, yeet. Off into the distance.
Good for you. Honestly, like, whatever she's doing, good for you. Like, look, moms love their kids. Moms are gonna love their kids even when they fuck up terribly. Like, most of them. Because this guy fucked up terribly. So if you got a dead mom who, I don't know, figures out that they can have you do a do-over or, like, send you in a new body or something or, like, anything like that, I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah.
Like, whatever.
I felt for sure that it was fine, too, but I just thought, like, did you have to push him off a cliff? That's interesting. But whatever. There is the jingling of shamanic bells, and we get a glimpse into his mother's thoughts as she vows to take all the bad away from Nokyoung. He continues to fall into nothing, only stopping when he hits his bed. Nokyoung jolts awake, shrouded in sweat and confusion, as he looks around his bedroom. He should be in the afterlife, but somehow he's here in his apartment, surrounded by physical reminders of his career. So, like, the makeup that he got from sponsorships, prints from photo shoots, all that sort of stuff. Things that he recognizes as being, from this life that he has been living.
Yes.
And, most importantly, he is free of the scars on his wrist.
Okay.
So, he, obviously, it's like, well,
He didn't kill himself.
Yeah, this isn't after I got out of the hospital, so I'm... Before hospital? Was that a dream that I killed myself? Like, what's going on? His confusion persists as he gets out of bed and exits his room, only to behold his manager, Sang-ho, in the middle of making ramen for himself. Upon seeing Nokyoung, Sang-ho apologizes profusely for making the ramen and hurries to clean it up. But Nokyoung couldn't give a single damn at this moment. And that's your first in-story clue that Nokyoung has been a terrible person as well. Because you've heard kind of like, oh, he's done this. And then you have his manager being like, I had to clean this ramen up, sorry. Like,
I can't even eat.
Like, low-key a little bit petrified of him, which I think I have a little bit of that. Because this is his manager his manager is also one of my favorites. Mm-hmm. He's a cute little man. But yeah, he's like panicking. He's like, I gotta clean this ramen up and stuff like that. So that's already letting you know Nokyoung has been a big, big asshole. Mm-hmm. Nokyoung questions Sang-ho about his presence in the apartment, and the explanation given only raises more questions. From what Sang-ho tells him, he just wrapped a shoot that took place a few years ago. Which is impossible, right? Sang-ho's presence alone suggests that Nokyoung's gone back in time, but he also remembered losing all of his contracts after his face got fucked up. Nokyoung rushes to the bathroom to confirm the unbelievable. His face is just as flawlessly perfect as it was before Acidgate. Sang-ho follows after his client, obviously concerned over his erratic behavior, because one, he hasn't been yelled at, and then two, he's just like, what day is it? What's going on? Blah, blah, blah.
What year is it?
We're having, you know what it is? I'm just now realizing this is kind of like a Christmas Carol, but there aren't 3 ghosts, there's just your mom.
That's the power of your mom.
Exactly. But Nokyoung, head swirling with impossibilities, whips around and demands to know the date. Sang-ho confirms his wild suspicions that it is indeed 3 years ago.
Okay, so I've heard of this type of plot before. You go back and past, fix your life, isekai your own life. Curious, before, not now, not with the knowledge you have, because you've already read it.
Yeah.
But going into this, when you get to this point, did you feel like, does this guy even deserve this? Like, getting another chance?
Yes, and that, chapter 1, I'm like, okay, so should I give a shit? Because now I already know that your manager's, like, low-key scared of you. I don't know if you deserve this. Like, I was like, you don't deserve to get acid. I don't feel like anybody deserves to get acid attacked. I think that's a
that's fucked
terrible thing to do to people. I would kind of have rather he gotten shot in the, like, leg or something, or shot in the shoulder, over getting acid attacked for some reason. Maybe that's the American in me, but, like, I just think that that's a terrible thing to do.
Yeah.
So, I don't think he deserved that. I don't think he deserved to get shit on by the CEO of his company. But I'm like, girl, you suck. Mm-hmm. Like, your mom must really love you.
Yeah, no, girl, you blow. Like, I was just wondering, because again, I have come across these plots before.
Absolutely.
I like an isekai story. And I honestly sometimes like a villain or villainous redemption story. Mm-hmm. But I'm a little picky about it, because I personally like it if, like, they were honestly a terrible person.
Exactly.
Like, first, let them honestly be terrible.
Yes.
But I also like getting a clue that something happened, or there's something inside of them other than the terribleness. Because I don't like it, they're just a villain, and they're going to start over and try to be nice. Because my brain is like, if you were an asshole all the time, if you got another chance, how would you know how to become a nice person?
Right. And that is why I kept reading this one, actually. Because it's important that it was the mom saying, do it right this time. And I think it's also important that he didn't get to go all the way back to the beginning of his career. He only got taken 3 years back. So he's had at least like a...
So he's already a still known asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he doesn't get to start all the way over. He gets to start in the middle. He's like in season 2.
Yeah.
When he goes back, right? And so those two things kind of let me know, it's like, oh, there's something else going on here than just, this is a really awful person learning to be good for the first time. There's something else, and I just don't know what it is yet. So I still kind of felt like, I don't think you deserve this. I don't think you deserve the second chance. But obviously your mom feels really strong about it. I'm going to trust your mom on this. Okay. So that's where you start out. So it being 3 years before, this of course is difficult to believe. And considering Nokyoung's previous cunty behavior, he needs to make sure this isn't some weird monkey's paw situation. Like, oh, we're sending you back, but also we, like, took your leg. Or something like that. So he checks that his flawless features aren't just visible to himself, but to Sang-ho as well. His manager confirms that Nokyoung looks just as gorgeous as ever. The sheer fact that he would question this has Sang-ho believing his client is super sick. He's like, you didn't realize that you're gorgeous?
Your ego isn't right? You're not being an asshole? Oh my god, you're dying.
Exactly. So Sang-ho rushes off to pick up rice porridge for his obviously ailing charge, leaving Nokyoung to further ponder his situation. Like, he's really for real back in time, And he has to accept that. But why? Did the gods smile upon him? Or is the power of someone significantly closer and honestly more believable? As Nokyoung asks himself these questions, his mind is suddenly flooded with memories of meeting his mom again in a strange, unrecognizable place. Realizing that these strange memories might actually be real, Nokyoung rushes into his closet, all the way to the back, and he beelines it for a handful of watch boxes sitting on a shelf. One of the boxes lies open, displaying a set of simple rings. Rings that belong to his shaman mother.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I like the inclusion that his mother is a shaman.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's always nice to have, like, a tie back. Because, like, the power of love will make you go back in time and fix your life. That's not a bad trope either.
Right.
But I don't know. It's always nice when there's something a little extra.
Where it's like your super-powered mother essentially is like, bitch, fuck you. I do what I want.
Your mom said, God, I've done you a lot of favors.
Exactly.
Give me one chance.
Exactly.
Give me one mulligan.
I'm gonna, like, there's something to be said for, I'm gonna harness the powers of the afterlife to do right by my child. That is so strong and so interesting. Because, they're breaking a rule, too. And that's just so hot of a mom to do that.
Moms love their kids. They'll do anything.
Truthfully. But see, Nokyoung's mother wasn't just a shaman, but a rare type that could actually remove negative energy from a person. But you can imagine that doing that all the time with no place to offset that negative energy would fuck a person up. Which, of course, it did, leading to the early death of Nokyoung's mom. And this is still in chapter 1, and this is where you start to put together, oh, so your mom sent you back. Your mom died when you were young. Oh, okay. Well, that might make you an asshole as you grow up. It could, but it's like, it's not enough because obviously, like...
He did so much.
People's moms die. It sucks, but people's moms will die when they're young, and they don't become assholes. So it's like, it could have made you that way, but girl, really? But upon her death, rather than comfort her grandson, Nokyoung's grandmother explained to the young child that it was all his fault his mom died. That said mom had given up her blessings in this life and the next to assure that Nokyoung would live well and find happiness. So, I will say, that was shitty for the grandmother to say. However, I dislike what the grandma did at this point, because it's a really awful thing to say to a small child. But grandma is having intense grief for something that you don't fully put together until later. She doesn't hate Nokyoung, but she's like, I can't be around you due to circumstances. Because in her brain at this moment, her daughter has died, and she's like, she wouldn't have had to if it weren't for you. You are essentially the reason that my child died.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot going on. And then you find out some other things going on, too, as to why she's like, I can't be close to him. That it's like, that sucks, but I also get it.
Like,
but now is not the time to tell him, you fucking weirdo.
It's that whole message, and I've talked about it before. It's that whole hurt people thing. That's what happens.
Yeah.
Like, what the grandma's doing is not right. But can you understand a little bit of it? Yes. She's hurting, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Doesn't make her right, doesn't make him right. But that's the whole point of it. Hurt people, and it's a vicious cycle until you go get help.
Yes. But with this in mind, his mom dying, passing off all these blessings to him, that's what he was told. And Nokyoung really did just come off fucking up his life and throwing what was left of it down the drain. So, needless to say, the realization that his mom gave up literally everything for him, to the point of giving him a literal second chance at life, Nokyoung bawls his fucking eyes out while gripping his mother's rings, vowing to live right this time around. Nokyoung's body fills with determination. He will fix his shit, and he will live right this time. And so we've got him realizing that his face isn't fucked up. And then, again, I know I said when we did Payback that I love Manager Choi. And this is going to be a recurrent thing for me, I think. Because I'm also in love with Sang-ho, this manager. I think he's cute as a button. And then I'm also in love with Bobby from K-Pop Demon Hunters. Okay, so...
we love manager characters. That's just this house, and that's okay. This is just a
thing for me. It's a thing for both of us, I suppose. So yeah. So he's obviously freaking out consistently. and trying to make sure that Nyokyung's okay and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then here he is. These are the 2 rings that he has from his mom. They're 2 simple bands, but she just wore them consistently during her life, and so that's the thing that he kept from her. So it's also that it's like it's nothing gaudy, it's nothing important to shamanism. They're just a piece of her that makes it so sweet and so much more impactful. But then it's a
little cry
about
face.
to sob face.
I do like how much he and his mom look alike. I think that's a good job there.
Well, he and his grandma also look quite a bit alike, which sucks. They're very similar. But then, yeah, here's poor, kind of like at his mom's funeral. Kind of bearing the load of his mom's death by himself kind of thing. But yeah, his grandma looks a lot like him too.
Like, good job there. Because I'm not saying the artist is awful. I was just like, a little ugly.
The art it's not gelling quite yet. But this is what I mean. It's like you can see the potential that this person is going to kill the game later on. But they're still doing... Because here, if you complete a comic and it is understandable, like you can understand what's going on and it's clear enough, you win. Period. That's it. You've already won.
Yeah.
If you can draw things pretty good to where you're understanding like what people are supposed to look like in this, where you can tell who's related to who, you can tell some of the different body types and stuff like that, you're doing awesome. But just sometimes your aesthetics, like a reader's personal aesthetics doesn't match your aesthetics, doesn't mean it's bad. You're still killing the game. It's just the aesthetics may not be that point. Because I read some people like loved this art style. And that's fine.
Yeah. Some like I think this is an art style that I think is fairly popular. I'm an artist myself, so like I'm noticing, oh, it's a little stiff, and your profiles are a little off, and your eyes focus, like where their gaze is not quite right. Like where someone maybe is looking slightly lazy-eyed or slightly cross-eyed because you're not thinking about how the eyes need to move together to work.
Yeah.
And like, again, I'm not trying to be judgy, but like, I kind of read stuff based on attraction, and like, I want the art to be consistent. It doesn't have to be beautiful, but I want it to be consistent.
Yeah.
Like, because there's plenty of art that's like ugly, but I'm like, oh yeah, this is good.
And this is what I would say is I think their art is very consistent. Everybody looks like they're supposed to consistently. And I would say the first couple chapters, like, it's as always, the first few chapters are the wonkiest as you're getting comfortable drawing the character. And then it just hit this line where it's like, oh no, everybody's supposed to look like such and such, look like such and such. People supposed to look related. There's a sibling pair in here, and they both have the same, like, super thick eyebrows.
That's cute.
It's a brother and a sister, and they're so adorable. So it gets... Obviously, the artist is really... They understand the assignment, and they are applying themselves really well. But not everyone will love this style, but they know what they're doing.
Yeah, and for me, it was just like, we open up, and the first things I'm seeing, or at least what I'm being shown, because I'm not starting from the beginning like you, and one of the first things I see is like, oof, you have a problem with stiffness of bodies when they're in a suit. And then you have a problem of, like, your profiles. So it's just like, oh, your technical skills aren't quite there yet. And so sometimes that's just, like, that's just enough for me to be like, oh,
yeah,
I don't know. Just depends.
I also, bless their hearts for having to open up on a sex scene. They had to start drawing sex immediately. I was like,
yeah, that's a...
That sucks so much. What a high barrier of entry into drawing this comic. Wow. Just wow. But okay. So, Nyokyung's first opportunity to be a good little main character presents itself when his manager returns with the rice porridge. Sang-ho checks on him, full of concern, and offers to heat it up. Just seeing his face and the obvious care in his expression sends Nyokyung into a flashback from his previous future. Specifically, the moment when Sang-ho had finally had enough and quit being his manager. Why? Because Nyokyung maybe sort of played a role in another actor killing himself and had zero remorse about it.
And so we're here enough to maybe stop the suicide.
Uh-huh.
That's great, honestly. Like, honestly, that's the first thing I want you to fix, buddy. Like, I'm so glad that's not going to happen anymore.
Yeah, so... So that was Sang-ho's breaking point, was you don't even care that you played a role in killing someone? I'm gone. And in that moment, Nyokyung even remembers, like, Well, at that time, I felt betrayed that he would leave me like that. Like, how dare he leave me? But he's like, now that I'm outside of the situation, oh, shit, that makes sense. I don't know why the fuck I was thinking, how dare you? The audacity was me. I was the audacious one. What the fuck was I thinking?
Yeah. That's the only thing I'm getting stuck on is, like, why do you feel that way, dude? Why are you having this remorse now? I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's just like, why are you going to fix it now? Like, do you even really feel this way? Like, it's just one of those things where it's like, again, it's very complicated. When a villain is, like, trying to clean up their act, I don't know. I don't want them to fully always be able to acknowledge what they've done is wrong and kind of stumble through it.
You're going to understand why Nokyoung has a clear moral compass more quickly in a hot minute.
Yeah.
Just stick with me. There's one very important thing that explains why he has a clearer idea of how he should be acting more quickly. Because it's like he was aware that he was doing bad things before, too, but he just felt he couldn't stop himself, or he just kept pushing, and that is brought up a couple times, and then we get, like, the real meat and potatoes of why things have kind of gone this way. But we'll get there. Outside of the whole, encouraging someone to off themselves thing, he also just regularly treated Singho like shit, despite how hard he worked as a manager. So if anyone deserves better treatment from Nokyoung, it's 100% this guy.
Yeah.
So Nokyoung very earnestly apologizes to Singho, acknowledging how poorly he treated his manager in the past. Like, exactly the way you'd want someone to sincerely apologize to you. However, coming from someone who's been unabashedly a terror for so long, it's fucking weird. And Singho responds by asking if Nokyoung has a fever or is feeling worse.
Goodness.
Nokyoung assures him that he's fine and, like, tries to change topics to something safer. Like, ramen. Ramen is safe and not weird. So what happened to the ramen that Singho was making earlier?
Threw it away, probably.
Yeah, Singho threw it out and cleaned it up and lit a candle so Nokyoung doesn't have to worry about it. This is a pretty bewildering response even in Nokyoung, but a bit of thinking reveals to him why Singho would be this weird about something so simple. Nokyoung once berated Singho for eating ramen in his presence, citing that it stunk. Though it was a throwaway comment, really just made out of meanness, Singho had taken it to heart and has been only consuming ramen when Nokyoung wasn't present. Well, that's not great. And so Nokyoung's like, holy shit. Because he's now realizing two things. Singho pays that much attention to what he says.
Yes.
And so you kind of start realizing, do you not know the weight of some of your words? And you're now realizing this? Because Singho's always managed to avoid him. So he's never eaten ramen in his presence. So Nokyoung was like, well, I just thought I didn't like ramen that much. And it's like, no, you said something one time. And this dude pays so much attention to you that he followed through with that. It's now he's like, how powerful are my words to people?
Yeah, because, like, he's your manager. It's kind of his job to take you 100% seriously, to put up with any tantrums you have. So I get why that's now surprising him. Like, oh, he's taking me very seriously. And I'm like, that is his job.
This is when Singho
when he's mad.
When he's like, hey, fuck you, you helped kill that kid, whatever. And this is Nokyoung being like, I'll do it again.
Yeah. I mean, like, I kind of, like, don't like him.
That's fair.
Just where we're at.
You're not supposed to.
Which is fine. Like, I don't mind that I don't like him. I also don't like that, like, he's trying to jump into being good right away. Part of me just wants him to struggle a little more with it.
It is very much also, his mom did tell him, like, do it right. And he's like, I'm going to do it. And so his first thought is like, oh, I should just be nice to people. And so that's why the first thing he says to Singho is like, I'm sorry for, being a jerk. Does that work? And Singho is just suspicious of him
the whole time.
Because this is right after the apology, just this standing in the kitchen like, excuse me?
Are you insane? You don't apologize.
Yeah. But so I would say it's the least easy with Singho, because I think Singho doesn't stop being suspicious of him until, like, chapter 15. And even then...
So he takes a long time.
He's the one that takes the longest.
That. Like, I'm cool with, like, others around him not buying into it.
And Singho does call him out a couple times, too. Like, you would have freaked the fuck out about this in the past. Are you sure you're okay? You normally would have ripped my head off. Well, you're kind of a jerk. And he's like, oh, excuse me?
Yeah. But that's good. You need that bluntness, honestly, from someone sometimes when you are a huge flaming asshole.
Oh, there's a lot of bluntness in here, so just give it a second.
Good.
Nokyoung tries to laugh Sang-ho's words off, assuring him that the smell's not that bad actually, and wow, the kitchen sure is empty, and they're both hungry, and so maybe they should get sushi. Ah ha ha. Wow, I'm not being weird at all. Trust me right now.
Trust me, everything's achy dokie.
Sang-ho watches Nokyoung in bewilderment as the celebrity wanders around their kitchen, pitching various late-night munchies as though it's not the craziest shit he's ever said. He strides over to Nokyoung and checks his forehead for fever, because wow, this is not normal. But still, Nokyoung claims he's fine and ends up calling for sushi. As he voluntarily sets the table, which is also something he's never done in his life.
Mm-hmm.
It's setting the table and treating Sang-ho like he's his elder. Because even if somebody's like just 1 year older than you in Korea, you're supposed to defer to them. He's never done this for Sang-ho ever.
Right.
Because even when you're somebody's manager, it's expected that, like, if you're drinking together, that, like, you pour the drinks for your manager first, for instance.
Right.
So there's still some level of respect, even if they're working for you, right? And this has not been Nokyoung's modus operandi at all. This is never him. So he sets the table. Sang-ho continues to watch him like he's grown a second head, or perhaps had some weird-ass, life-changing experience. He questions Nokyoung about the apology and about the sudden interest in consuming late-night meals. Or really, consuming food at all.
Oh, does he kind of have an eating disorder?
Well. That's what it seems, at least for now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Sang-ho always harps on him for being too skinny, so Nokyoung's gonna be eating now. Which, if that sounds bad, give it a second.
Mm-hmm.
Sang-ho vehemently agrees and lectures our scrawny little MC on eating well and exercising as a proper way to maintain weight, because being thin in the industry is a shitty requirement, but looking like a skeleton is bad, actually. And so Sang-ho has lectured him about this before in the past, but this time Nokyoung's like really actually listening to him, and he's like, oh shit, I think you might be right. Because Sang-ho's like, yeah, be skinny, but like do it by working out and eating well.
Yeah.
Like just keep fit instead of like super skinny.
Yeah.
Sang-ho catches himself, since this is the sort of talk that normally angered old Nokyoung, but new Nokyoung thinks nothing of it and agrees with him, smiling.
Mm-hmm.
As sushi arrives and Nokyoung's mood remains lifted. He looks truly excited to dig in, until the smell hits him and a memory crashes over him, pulling him under. He remembers that he only really ever ate sushi at the behest of Hyun-jae, and even then, he would consume enough to please his partner, but ultimately throw it up after the meal.
Yeah.
Not that ever stopped Hyun-jae from taking him out for sushi. Keep this shit in mind.
Did Hyun-jae know he was throwing up?
You are never 100% sure. It's a 50-50. But the fact that there is a chance that he knew...
It feels off.
Even the fact that he took him for sushi so often, and Nokyoung apparently is not super good with it, it's definitely off. It is for sure off. Now feeling actually ill from the memory, Nokyoung makes his nausea known and heads to his room, leaving Sang-ho to finish the food. Which is, he's doing this, and Sang-ho's still like, what, are you hungry? I give you the porridge. Are you okay? I love you.
My little man.
He's basically, like, he's mothering the fuck out of him.
Yeah. Again, he's just doing his job.
Yeah. Nokyoung, now feeling more confident in the reality of his situation, makes 2 proclamations. 1, he will never drive Sang-ho away. He's going to change his shit so he makes sure that he doesn't drive him away.
So that he can keep his cool manager.
Mm-hmm. And 2, he will not allow himself to be betrayed by anyone, especially Hyun-jae, ever again. And his first step into ensuring this new unproblematic future? Hitting the gym, of course. Because he's got to start getting healthy the right way instead of being super scrawny.
And bulimic and struggling to eat food.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. But yeah, so he's going to hit the gym. But let me see. What else do I fucking have for these? I took a lot of caps, I think.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them are Sang-ho.
Because you like the manager so much.
Like, it's kind of to keep notes, but mostly just Sang-ho. Oh, but yeah, here is him eating with Hyun-jae. And he prepared a picture for the artist, too. She is also trying to draw the main character skinnier at the beginning and thicker later. And she does do a decent job of doing that. The next morning finds Nokyoung on a treadmill, running and pondering. While sweating it out, he comes to his third and probably most important proclamation. don't get acid attacked. Just don't do it.
Yeah, holy hell.
Just don't have it happen. It may prove difficult, considering he has no idea who did the hit, but he absolutely wants to avoid that at all costs.
Yeah.
And so, I will say at this point, Nokyoung is thinking very self-centeredly, truthfully. Because he's like, well, I don't want to have Sing-ho away from me.
Yeah.
So, almost like a little kid being like, well, I don't want that to happen to me.
I honestly would rather us start there. Again, I don't like it when someone just jumps in and it's like, I'm going to do it right this time. I'd rather, like, there's one comic I read where the villain's like, they decide to change their lives, but they, much like this, start discovering, like, I didn't realize how serious my actions were.
Yeah.
Because, like, she was born super rich, so she did not understand the weight of money. Her grandparents had money, her parents had money, she had money.
Mm-hmm.
It just didn't hit with her how important it was.
Right.
So, like, one thing she did was she actually let her, like, servant borrow money. Because she's like, I refused to let her borrow money, and that eventually led to my servant quitting. I wonder why. So she, like, lends her the money, and then because she's not close enough to the servant to find out what she does with it, she just follows her to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
And the servant used the money to pay for a surgery her mom needed.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, like, a life-saving surgery, and, like, she couldn't afford it otherwise. Her mom would have died. And her dad is also homesick. So it's not that she has one sick parent, she has two. And so she's like, oh my God. And so, like, later she decides to, like, just give her a promotion. And she's like, should I just give people more money? And then she's like, I don't know what money does. I don't know how much bread costs. I don't know how much milk costs. And so she starts taking economics. And she's, like, still a selfish person. She's still a jerk. Like, she still, like, yells at a server one day. She starts to learn, I don't know anything. And I'm a fool, and no one likes me. Mm-hmm. And so it starts from a place of selfishness, but she does get better. And I'm like, that's fine.
This is
like,
where this is going.
It's realistic, and it's like, I personally like to see someone struggle with it. Like, I want to change my life, and I want to do better, and they don't know how, and maybe they don't even fully know why. Like, even if the goal is just like, don't die. I feel like if you've been an asshole your whole life, I feel like it'd be hard to let go. Even if you're gonna die if you don't let it go. I still feel like it'd be hard to let go of the thing you know.
So what I will say, the difference here in how some things are going is Nokyoung is still very selfish, but he was not always an asshole.
Yeah.
The asshole is also recent. So the assholery is recent, but also long enough to have, like, soured some things for him within, like, the acting community and the entertainment community. So it is very interesting. You don't fully know how long he's been an asshole, but you know it's actually shorter than you'd expect.
Yes.
And so him still being kind of selfish and self-centered and not knowing how things are going, and then kind of having a little bit of a faster turnaround makes sense when you have the whole picture. Because there's a bigger mystery that you need to unravel here than just, like, who threw acid on you.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he's still kind of self-centered because he's like, I don't want to lose Sing-ho because Sing-ho essentially kind of belongs to me, and I don't want him to hurt me. I don't want to be hurt anymore because I don't deserve to be hurt. And then now it's like, I'm going to keep myself from getting acid attacked because I don't want to lose my careers. I don't want to be acid attacked, and that's not fair to me. So he's still kind of thinking self-centered, but we're going to start from there and keep going.
I appreciate that. I really do. Like, I like that I don't like him. I like that he's kind of wading through it. I think that makes all the difference.
Yeah, so he wants to figure out, you know, who attacked him, but he wants to avoid it at all costs. Because just the thought of being harmed like that again makes him sick. Or actually, he's just dizzy from working out, because I cannot express to you how little he's eating. It is upsetting. And he promptly trips, yeeting his body backwards and off the treadmill. And into the arms of a hunky stranger. Nokyoung is able to steady himself, but as he gazes up into the face of his savior, he is, again, hit with another vivid memory and a sense of dread. And then a blush rises on his cheeks. If you've got your yaoi thinking caps on, you can probably guess who the stranger is and where we've seen him previously.
Videotape.
Uh-huh. Stranger-kun glares down at Nokyoung, who he has, for some reason, repositioned into his arms and into the most stereotypical of meet-cute poses.
God.
Still glaring, the stranger mockingly says, "You still haven't given up, I see." which trips us into some much needed exposition on our mystery hunk. Give you the mystery hunk, actually. So, Nokyoung's here. He does his little trip. There's our stranger from before. This is the pose.
Yeah,
you didn't need to do this. You didn't need to hold him, idiot. And then this is what Nokyoung is vividly remembering, is getting dicked down.
Mm-hmm.
Our mystery hunk. His name is Kang Junil, and he is, of course, a chaebol, the CEO of the country's top entertainment company, LK Entertainment, and is the beloved grandson of the chairman of LK Group. Someone with that many accolades and money-driven riz must be in high demand, so it's no wonder Nokyoung was ordered to seduce him with his little twink body.
All right.
We're going to put emphasis on ordered to seduce him, okay?
Okay.
Junil, still holding Nokyoung for some reason, reminds him that he's not willing to sponsor him due to Nokyoung being pretty on the outside, but devious on the inside.
Yeah. Okay. Question, though, because I'm going to nitpick.
Mm-hmm.
He sees this guy throw up, and then he catches him from tripping.
Well, Nokyoung didn't throw up. He got sick. He felt sick, but he didn't, and he got dizzy.
Oh, okay. I mistook it.
No. He got dizzy and, fell off the treadmill.
Oh, so he thinks he did the fake fall into his arms.
Yes.
Okay.
So, yeah, there was no outward sign that Nokyoung was, actually sick.
Fair.
Yeah, no. If he'd thrown up and then been like, oh, you threw up to get my attention, that would be crazy.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. And I was like, are you kidding me?
No. That would be crazy.
It would be. And that's what I thought it was. So I was like, are you kidding?
No. We're not. I mean, Janelle's a little bit of an asshole, too. But not to that point. Nokyoung stares at Junil as he tries his best to remember just what the heck is going on. Eventually, he surmises that he must have already taken a run at Junil at this point, so he responds accordingly, claiming he's not like that now, and is only at the gym to work out. And so this was what also sucks. Since he got sent back 3 years ago, his memories of what the fuck is going on are extremely fuzzy.
He's just like, I can't remember shit.
But let's also then establish he took a run at Junil at this point 3 years ago, but didn't get to a point where he could fuck him for 3 years.
Okay.
So he played the long game for some reason too, which makes all of this weirder at this point.
Yeah.
Junil, of course, thinks this is bullshit, and they end up in a weird argument with Junil accusing Nokyoung of deceitful sluttery, and Nokyoung denying it all.
All right, get over your boner a little bit, dude. Like, again, I get being annoyed, but I'm also just like, fuck you.
It's so obvious so early. Junil's having a weird issue.
Mm-hmm.
And we do start to unravel that, and then you're like, oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just like, me, Miss Sassy Asshole, cannot stand someone sassing me. I will sass back.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I definitely do try to do the mature things and let it go. But I swear about 50% of the time, someone sasses me and I'm like, oh no, I'm changing. The monster's coming out. And then the hip snaps into place and my head cocks and I'm about to be a bitch.
Mm-hmm. You're just a petty Betty, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Again, the couple in this, they're both petty Bettys. So this is, your attitude is in the right place. Eventually, Junil delivers famous last words saying he only has sex with someone he's interested in. And then Nokyoung agrees with him. Junil's not interested. That means they're not going to have sex. And since he doesn't need a sponsor either, there's really no reason for anyone to be at the gym except to get healthy. With his intentions firmly explained, Nokyoung walks away, leaving a still suspicious Junil glaring after him. And I'm like, why are you glaring? Because he told you, since you're not interested, I'm not interested either, so we're fine? Are you now upset that he's not interested?
He's
weirdo?
He's just being a brat at this point.
Yeah, he's like hurt that he got rejected. It's like, but you want that? Junil's eyes continue to follow Nokyoung for a time, his eyes narrowing further as the distance between them grows. Until suddenly, a thought strikes Nokyoung, and he jogs back over. Junil's expression becomes one of self-satisfaction as his assumptions are confirmed. Because he's like, obviously he's not done trying to fuck with me.
He's gonna come back.
And so he feels like, oh, well, I was right, see? Because obviously, he is a devious little asshole. Which, to be fair...
He used to be.
Right. Nokyoung totally wants to tell him about how thankful he is that Junil's not interested in him sexually. Because he's not Nokyoung's type either. So this makes things easy. With that, Nokyoung josses off again, leaving Janelle bewildered and offended. So just, I had to run back and be like, hey, by the way, I also think you're ugly. See ya. Not even 2 seconds later, Nokyoung rushes back once more, clearly embarrassed, but determined to deliver a single piece of advice. He tells Junil not to drink too much, and then he disappears for good this time, leaving Junil even more confused than before.
Like, specifically, like, today, or just...
Just in general. He's just giving him general advice of don't drink too much. So then Nokyoung heads to the changing room as he mulls over his last words to Junil. It may have been weird to suddenly blurt that out, but considering it was Junil's inebriation that led to their hookup and the eventual leak of the sex tape, he feels responsible for reducing any chances of that happening. So Nokyoung remembers vividly how after a series of bad roles and even worse auditions, that he began to spiral and lash out at everyone, believing he was truly about to hit rock bottom, which of course he did hit rock bottom.
He did.
So when Hyun-jae ordered him to sleep with Junil, he didn't do it because he thought he'd be given a good role in a film. He did it because he couldn't bear to say no to Hyun-jae. So it was not about getting sponsored. It was, I can't tell him no, I'm doing so badly at work.
Right.
And I'm like, that's fucked. That is a terrible reason to sleep with someone. He recognized even then that it was the worst thing he could have done, taking advantage of a drunk person, made worse by the fact that Junil was a good lover and proved to be an even better person later on. So even after they'd both been humiliated by the sex tape, Junil still visited him in the hospital and showed him kindness. So the only person who visited him after he'd been this huge asshole, terrible person, was Junil. He brought him flowers. He checked on him. Every time he would visit, Nokyoung would be like, get the fuck out of here. And he'd be like, I'll come back when you're feeling calmer. But so there is something behind Junil where he is a nice person underneath whatever the fuck he's doing right here. He's a nice person, a caring person. And you get the feeling right now, it's like, oh, he was upset for you being in the sex tape also. He was more upset for you than he was for himself, actually. And it's like, oh, that's interesting. And so this explains why Nokyoung is like, he didn't deserve this. I know he didn't deserve this. I went about this. It was already bad that I was trying to be sent after him. But this I knew was wrong even then. And I still did it. And then he got hurt. That was super fucked. He didn't deserve that. So this is the only point where you know for sure in the past he was thinking like, this is bad. And now I know it's bad. And so this is the step he takes outside of what he has to do. To say, okay, hey, by the way, don't get drunk anywhere. Just in case. And it's even overblown too, because it's like, you could have just kept yourself away from him. But the fact that he's like, no, just don't get drunk ever. It's very much almost like a little kid trying to work out how to keep something bad from happening. Yeah. You know?
It is actually also very considerate when you think about it. Because, like, again, I've read a lot of, like, weird movie shit kind of plotline kind of stuff. And I don't know what it's like in real life. But, like, at least in fantasy world, it seems like a dark place where this guy probably shouldn't get drunk because people are looking to fuck him up and, like, record something that'll cause a fall. So, like, it might not have been about this actor. It might have been more about trying to fuck up this, like... this dude.
Fair point. Fair point. Needless to say, this establishes Nokyoung's fourth proclamation. Do not have sex with Junil.
Don't do that.
Don't do a sex. Whatever you do, don't do a sex. And you know reading this are going to do a sex.
They're going
to. Immediately. And so I'm like, girl, bless your heart.
Yeah.
Godspeed. With that, he heads back home to Sang-ho and pleads for breakfast. Which is like actually kind of exciting for Sang-ho because for once, again, he's asking for food. Right? Sang-ho prepares him a smoothie to sate Nokyoung's appetite, but making the full meal presents a challenge. Past Nokyoung only really ate bland-ass chicken breasts to, keep his figure. So when present Nokyoung requests that it all be given away, Sang-ho pauses and has to question his charge again. Give it away? You just tell me to throw it out and get rid of it and get it out of your sight. If you're saying give it away, and even Nokyoung's like, oh yeah, why wouldn't he give it away? And even he has this moment of like, would I have said throw it out? Oh. Well, we can give it to somebody. Oh.
You might have just been so stressed and in such a dark place you can't, like, think.
Considering that he is, like, never eating, and he really does have some sort of eating disorder, you are not the same person when you have an eating disorder. You're just not. You make terrible decisions. You think terrible things. Your brain is somewhere else. So just learning that tidbit, and as I keep leaning into it, especially in this scene, I'm like, I don't know that you could have been a better person.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're just not firing all cylinders. Your brain is literally, like, not functioning when you're like that. So.
Like, we like to think of things as good and evil, light and dark, all that stuff. But it's chiaroscuro. It's more in the shade than that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's gray. And, sure. Like, I'm sure, like, we've all heard that saying before. Oh, it's gray. But no, really, like, sit with it. Sit on it. Someone who does bad things also does good things. Someone who does good things also does bad things. Like, the worst people we know also do nice things.
Like, the dude who made the Dewey Decimal System. Has he helped librarians get their shit together? Yes. Did he encourage women to go into the workforce? Uh-huh. Was it also so he could be a bigger sex pest to women? Absolutely. Mm-hmm. But that's why we have so many female librarians, and why that was a good job for women back in the day to go do. So, you know, he's racist too. But point is, you know, it is good and bad.
Gandhi was a very peaceful man. He also hated women.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it's a thing. It's a thing. But, like, when you think about it, if you're not eating, if you're stressed at work, do you have time to be nice?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. But still, Sang-ho is questioning him, like, just what the heck is up with him? He's deviating from his habits and being really fucking nice about it for some reason. Well, maybe Nokyoung doesn't feel like being mean anymore. But maybe, thinks Nokyoung, this is an opportunity to think for himself and make his own choices, and break free from Hunjai's grasp. If you weren't having uncomfy feelings about Hunjai before, you should start experiencing those now.
Here he comes. Here comes the real problem. Here he comes.
Pivoting from food talk, he asks Sang-ho for any scripts he's received recently so he can pick out a good role. Which is just another opportunity for Sang-ho to be gobsmacked. It's true Nokyoung is pretty popular, and there are plenty of scripts ready and waiting for his perusal, but this is so out of character for the Nokyoung that only ever took roles Hunjai handpicked for him. Cue flashback of Hunjai being incredibly skeezy, touching Nokyoung's little face and doing the whole, "You don't know what you're doing, little dumb baby, so trust me and I'll take care of you, uwu" bullshit.
Ugh.
Couldn't imagine why Nokyoung doesn't want to do that anymore, especially after confirming that Hunjai would throw him to the wolves if he had to.
Yeah.
Nokyoung assures Sang-ho that he wants to take more control over his career, even throwing his own wise managerial words right back at him. Like, you know, you'll develop a good eye over time. That's what you told me, bud. Sang-ho is still bewildered, but he's starting to get pumped up in spite of himself, considering he's getting to flex his full range of managerial skills. He's mostly been kind of like a gopher and hasn't had a lot of power in this situation either.
Mm-hmm.
Sang-ho leaves the room and returns with a small mountain of scripts, 8 dramas, 2 movies, all sent to Nokyoung in the hopes that he'll take an interest. So these aren't opportunities to audition, they are requests for Nokyoung to join a production. Which kind of makes you wonder why Nokyoung would need anyone's help getting a role, since he's this goddamn popular.
Yeah, so why in the world?
Does he need someone to handpick shit if he is actually, like, the it boy?
Yeah, that makes me wonder why he thought that. But we're starting to get the picture.
And then I do just have a lot of Sang-ho. Holy shit, I have so many Sang-ho.
Yeah, you really like him. But that's fine. We are both someone who likes sidekick characters or, like, certain types. I feel like you like the manager dad character. Like for real, a dad character. Not like, ooh, daddy. But for real, a nice dad.
Mm-hmm. I do. And then here is some examples of Hunjai being a creep.
Yeah. All right.
You don't feel good. You don't feel good out the gate.
No.
It's not good. Needless to say, Nokyoung is also surprised the amount of producers, writers, and directors vying for his attention at a time where he remembered waiting around for a new role. Even more surprising is a specific script for a crime drama, The Runaway, a future blockbuster. Nokyoung recalls that this show did gangbusters and sucked up viewership from every other drama at the time, including the lackluster romance Nokyoung was actually casted. More specifically, The Runaway marked the beginning of his downward spiral, And here it is, sitting amongst a pile of other opportunities made just for him.
Mm-hmm.
And the script for the drama he did star in isn't even in there. Like, it's not even amongst the pile.
Yeah. No, someone was manipulating him. Like, definitely wanted him to rely on someone and be like, you have nowhere else to go to. Like, again, this is something you see a lot where, like, the guy, like, takes a hopeful career boy and ruins them so that they have a lapdog.
To top it all off, he's been requested to play the secondary lead, a part that netted the previous actor a ton of accolades and future prospects. Even if he does a less than stellar job, the runaway is guaranteed to not only safeguard his career, but give him enough momentum to break away from Hanjae. Too bad Nokyoung's talent company already rejected the role for him and started drafting a contract for the shitty romance.
Oh no.
To Sang-ho's surprise, Nokyoung is vehement in his want to take on this role. Side character, be damned. Physical challenges, who cares? Hanjae can go fuck himself. Nokyoung's willing to do whatever it takes to get this role and practically shake Sang-ho to emphasize his desire. Which means Nokyoung is doing something he's never done in his entire career. Show passion.
Yeah.
This fills Sang-ho with determination, and when Nokyoung begs him to contact the writer for the show, he agrees and gets to work. After calling in God knows how many favors and working tirelessly, Sang-ho presents Nokyoung with the writer's number. He then gets to watch in awe as Nokyoung adopts his most cordial and genial affectation, talking to a woman he's never met before. Because again, Nokyoung is a little bitch.
Mm-hmm.
And here he is putting on his like, oh wow, hello, it's so great to see you. Yes, this is Han Nokyoung. It's such an honor to speak to you, ma'am. Like that kind of overly flowery, really respectful. I'm willing to bet in the Korean language version that he doesn't use honorifics at all either, so that he's always rude. And then he is being like, ma'am, excuse me, miss, you're gorgeous.
Please, I what an honor, you know?
Oh yeah, I do have to mention too, Nokyoung got popular because he originally got scouted and put in a women's makeup ad.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were like, oh, well, his skin's just so flawless and he's so pretty, we'll put him in a women's makeup ad. And so they were so excited by, like, the gender bending situation of the ad that's what got him popular. But it's not super important, but it is mentioned kind of thing. And here's Sang-ho getting pumped up, like, okay, he's pumped up, I'm pumped up. And then here he is on the phone. Hello, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Good to talk to you.
Yeah, his manager, what the fuck?
Sang-ho's just bewildered, like, what is this? Sang-ho's bewildered for so much of this comic. That is just where he lives for a very long time. So, despite Nokyoung's best efforts and the writer's excitement at being contacted, there's one teeny tiny problem.
You can't have the role.
The role's already been promised to somebody else.
Yeah. So
the role that he wanted, since his company rejected it, they've already tried to promise it to somebody else. But Nokyoung's mom didn't throw her luck away for her son to be a no-balls bitch, so he can't quit here. Which marks the induction of his 5th proclamation. He must get this role, at all cost. Nokyoung convinces the writer, Choi Hyung-young, to meet with him at a restaurant, hoping to sway her to his side in a normal, non-confrontational way. So no bullying, no yelling, just...
no being a shit.
Yes, we're just gonna have a little dinner, and we'll see if I can convince you with my glorious face and my charms, right? Miss Choi arrives at the rather expensive Chinese restaurant and is led to the private room where Nokyoung and Sang-ho are nervously waiting. She is also incredibly nervous, but her anxiety melts away upon seeing Nokyoung in the flesh. He appears unto her like an angel in that moment, which is apt considering she legit wrote the character after Nokyoung. So the one that he's been picked for, it was written with him in mind, specifically. Mm-hmm. Choi feels him out, asking why he's so passionate about the role. Like, why trust her, a relative newbie, compared to the more seasoned writer of the romance drama, whether he's actually the asshole he's rumored to be, etc. Because she does straight up be like, I've heard that you're difficult to work with. And he's like, yeah, you know how it can be, but like, honestly, I'm trying to
turn over a new leaf.
Right. Giving her the whole spiel. Like, I'm just trying to get more passion involved in my career, that sort of thing. But to every question, Nokyoung earnestly answers and expresses his deep desire for the role and his confidence in her abilities. He also explains that his talent agency rejected the role for him, otherwise they wouldn't even be in this mess to begin with. Which is true. So even though contracts are being drawn up for another actor, Miss Choi agrees to convince the rest of the production team to choose Nokyoung. She steps out for a moment to make the call, leaving a once again bewildered Sang-ho alone with Nokyoung. Sang-ho has never, in their years of working together, seen Nokyoung this calm and this amenable.
Mm-hmm.
But Nokyoung continues to swerve any accusations that he's acting strange. Even when Sang-ho mentions the wild impossibility of Nokyoung having seen the future. Because he's like, you are basically groveling to this woman.
Mm-hmm.
You've never groveled for shit. Not to anyone. And here you are, basically on your hands and knees. And Nokyoung's like, yeah, I would actually get on my real hands and knees to get this role. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Why are you like this?
And it must be especially because she's not well known. The fact that she's even like a newcomer to the scene, that's also...
And I think Nokyoung's passion for wanting to be in this drama is very interesting because he's flattering her, but he's not lying because he knows that she's good. And so he seems earnest and like that he's being nice to her, but he's like, I'm not really being nice to her. I'm telling the truth. She's brilliant. Like, she really is brilliant. Like, he got to read the script for the first time, and then he knows that it also does really well. So he's like, no, she's a brilliant writer. Everybody knows she's a brilliant writer. She just needs to have the opportunity. And so it's not really like it's all coming from the goodness of his own heart. He really does believe this. And so that's what makes it kind of interesting that he ends up gunning for this so hard because he knows the future, you know? But he does eventually kind of develop into actually being a nice person off of it. But at this point, he's like, no, I just know that she's good. I'm putting my blind faith in her because I know what happens. But eventually he does start to actually like her.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Before things can escalate much further, Miss Choi returns with good news. Since the contract hadn't been completed, the team behind the runaway was willing to shoot their shot with Nokyoung. Hell fucking yeah. Now all the trio has to do is celebrate this good fortune with too many dumplings. Except, this is a yaoi, and Junil hasn't made an appearance in a hot second. So when Nokyoung has to take a piss break after anxiety drinking, the stage is set. On his way out of the bathroom, he runs face first into Junil's tiggle bitties. Nokyoung is mid-apology when his eyes finally meet Junil's, and he realizes just who he ran into.
Mm-hmm.
He's frozen for a second before the panic sets in, because it might be kind of sort of suspicious for him to somehow be in the same place the same time as Junil so soon after their last serendipitous meeting.
Oof.
Nokyoung can't have Junil thinking he's still trying to get sweet sponsorship action, so he explains that this is not what it looks like, and it really is a coincidence. An explanation that he absolutely stumbles through with a blushing face. Again, because he feels like he actually did fuck up with Junil's life, and he's conscious of it, he gets very, very flustered when he's trying to be like, no, I'm not doing this, and like, I'm very embarrassed, and please, whatever. And he's usually never embarrassed, but this is the moment where he gets embarrassed.
Yeah.
While Nokyoung is verbally falling all over himself, Junil advances forward, causing Nokyoung to walk back until he hits the wall. Nokyoung squeezes his eyes shut, panic in full swing, as Junil raises an arm towards the actor's face. Their faces suddenly mere inches apart. Junil reaches to get a paper towel out of the dispenser to the right of Nokyoung's head. So it looks like they're about to kiss, and then he's just like, the paper towel is actually right next to your face.
Aha.
Junil pulls back as he dries his hands, and finally responds to Nokyoung's apologetic gibberish with, "Did I ask?"
Fair.
Like, why did you tell me what you were here for? I did not need to know. Cunty-ass behavior. Nokyoung clarifies that he just didn't want Junil to get the wrong idea. To which Junil replies that at no point did he say he got the wrong idea. Good. Okay, fine. But he also never said he didn't get the wrong idea either.
He says that? Yeah! Jesus Christ.
It's a nightmare!
Yeah.
He's such a brat. He's such a little brat. Like, oh, I didn't say that I got the wrong idea. And I was like, shut the fuck up. Just shut up. And then Junil smirks, and Cha-Cha is real smooth out of the bathroom, as though he didn't just pumpkin bomb Nokyoung. Because what the fuck do you say to that? What the hell does that mean? It's frustrating. It's so frustrating. It's incredibly frustrating. Let me catch up with the pictures. This is the writer, Miss Choi, who is adorable.
Yeah, she's cute. I like her
We
little
love
ponytail.
a little, yeah, we love a little glasses girl. But then this is her seeing Nokyoung for the first time, and it's like the sha-la-las going on. Because she's like, this is the man that I wanted to see. And then, yeah, Nokyoung is putting on his, like, most cordial cordial, approachable sort of like attitude this whole time.
Yes, I'm just gonna say it because I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to be a good girl. But he's the ugliest one out of every character I've seen. Like, he's our main character and he's meant to be beautiful and perfect. He is the worst looking one out of every character I've seen, and I'm struggling to be quiet about it.
I figure there's going to be one of two things from you. Either you're going to be like, oh, he's really bland looking, or he's the ugliest one, and I wasn't sure where you're going to go.
Yeah, he's the ugliest one. He's too sharp. He's got the Dorito chin. He's got, like, glossy lipstick looking face.
Mm-hmm.
Too much eyelashes, fucking mole on his under eye.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't. He's clearly meant to appeal.
Yes.
And be sexy.
Yes.
It's too much. It makes my skin crawl.
I think Nokyoung looks cutest chibified.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the author does really good.
Yeah, their chibi style is very, very cute.
It's very cute. So, even stranger, Nokyoung remembers not being able to find Junil on purpose in his past go-round, but now he's run into him twice over the course of, 3 days. It's obviously just a coincidence, but his life has been hella freaky lately, so who's to say?
Mm-hmm. I feel like you're just getting followed.
No, not right now.
Not right now, okay. Not right now.
Not right now. No. Nobody's following Nokyoung right now.
That's later, silly.
100% that's later and by different people. So, hee. Nokyoung rejoins Sang-ho and Miss Choi, and they're able to finish off the evening in high spirits. Outside of the restaurant, loads of compliments are exchanged between Miss Choi and Nokyoung, and it's clear they're quickly becoming artistically smitten with each other. Interesting, too, is that Nokyoung's words aren't lip service. He's telling her the truth based on his future past experiences and his own opinions after reading her work and interacting with her personally. He's fully keyed in and honest in this moment. His feelings for Miss Choi are so positive that it's a wild, for him at least, idea. They should escort her home. And so we're clear, Nokyoung has never offered
to do that before.
To send somebody home. He's always like, get my ass home first, fuck you, bitch. But he's like, but he literally has this light bulb moment like,
let's take
her home. And it's like, wow, you just now realize how to be chivalrous, you fucking ass. But yeah, a young woman shouldn't have to take a taxi at night, especially when she's done them a favor of meeting them in the first place. Which, yeah, hard agree. But the look on Sang-ho's face tells you this is an entirely abnormal behavior for Nokyoung.
If I was Sang-ho, I'd be like, does he have a crush? Like,
yeah, like...
like, if he went from being an asshole to be like, I'm going to be the best person and I'm going to work out, it's falling all over someone, would be like, crush?
Like, and if it weren't for the fact that Sang-ho is aware of how Nokyoung and Hunjae are, intertwined, he would probably think this was a crush, but he's just like, you've never done this even for, your boss. Why would you do it for her? This is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But Nokyoung insists, even with both Sang-ho and Miss Choi arguing that the drive would be a big inconvenience to Nokyoung, but just as Nokyoung's about to resolve their argument, they're interrupted by an unlikely person. Mr. Kang Junil, who has half offered, half commanded to take Nokyoung home. He gives the trio no time to protest and grabs Nokyoung by the arm, drags him to his car, and unceremoniously throws him in.
Alright, that's weird.
Uh-huh.
That's really weird.
Junil peels out, leaving behind a stunned Sang-ho and Miss Choi.
What the fuck? You didn't take the other two?
No, he's like, well, no, I'll just take him home. So because their whole argument was like, well,
so that she, okay.
Yeah, Sang-ho, take her home, but it's going to be out of your way. And he's like, well, I'll just take a taxi home. And then Junil's like, come here, bitch.
Alright.
So we're clear, Sang-ho is very worried. Like, he froze, and then he's like, oh shit, wait.
Yeah.
Nokyoung, meanwhile, sits across from Junil, the uneasiness from earlier making another appearance. Sang-ho does call Nokyoung to make sure he's not getting kidnapped or murderated by the Kang Junil.
I'm glad the manager at least is like, are you okay?
Yeah, it's just he calls him, he's like, are you good? Are you safe? Blink, click your tongue if you're safe.
Say a safe word.
Exactly.
Do you need cabbage? Wink, wink.
right. But things are fine, probably. It's weird, but it's fine. It's fine. When asked why the fuck he's doing this, Junil casually responds that their dumb argument was blocking the way to his car, and he couldn't wait any longer. Like a total tsundere.
This boy ain't slick.
Bullshit reasoning aside, he figured he'd take Nokyoung home as a neighborly favor.
This boy ain't slick, and they don't have sex until near the end.
Yeah. There's an explanation for this, I promise. Because I kept thinking, oh, they're gonna fuck nasty, like, in 10 more chapters. It's not gonna be a big deal. Nope, like, chapter 43 rolls around, and it's like, oh, finally? We're doing it now? Wow. Okay.
Goodness.
So, he's doing this neighborly favor, which is like, okay, sure. But they're neighbors? Janelle scoffs in disbelief, because literally everyone seems to know where he lives, where he works out, his favorite restaurants, and whose mouth he dips his nuts into.
Yikes.
He's regularly targeted as a potential sponsor, and all of those motherfuckers have come forward with a proverbial stat sheet on King Janelle. And he's expected to believe Nokyoung was sent not knowing a single thing about him? Really? Like, he just can't keep the bitches off. But Nokyoung seems oblivious, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. Nokyoung explains that he only knew Janelle had a preference for men over women, which is only half true because Janelle is 100% gay, by the way.
Okay.
So Nokyoung only knew he have a preference for men over women, and that he likes pretty faces. But otherwise was just told to try his best.
Well, this guy does have a pretty face to someone, I'm sure.
In universe.
In universe.
You understand he's very pretty.
Again, I'm such a cunt. It's just, oof.
Put your cunt to the side a little bit.
I can't take her off. She's here. She's judgy. Ugh.
But so, this is all that Nokyoung was told, is just, he prefers men, and you're cute, go for it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, right? And I liked this part of only because Nokyoung compliments himself and is like, yeah, I didn't know anything, but look at me.
I mean, I would.
It's really funny to me.
Confidence is good, man.
He'll just be so overly cavalier sometimes. But yeah, I do have a picture of that too. But this is literally the moment when Nokyoung's like, oh, we should take you home.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's a good idea, huh? And then them trying to, like, discuss it. Because what the fuck is going on here?
Right.
And then Homeboy shows up. It's like, I'll take him
abducts
home. I'll take him home, problem solved. And all the confusion going on in here.
He can call it not abduction all he wants. Because look at them.
Mm-hmm. And then just takes him.
He looks like a child being abducted.
He is a child being abducted.
Man.
And then this is what Nokyoung ends up dealing with. Just sitting in the car like, okay.
Alright.
Cool.
Why am I here?
And I just had more pictures. I just took more pictures of Janelle because he hadn't shown up that much before, so I just had more pictures of him.
That's fine.
This is Nokyoung saying specifically, I'm a man who's prettier than a woman, has the face of an angel, is a Swedish chocolate, and became a star with his good looks. These are all ways people have described me, you know? And so just shameless, like, I'm perfect, didn't you know? Hee. So of course you would fall for me.
Confidence is good.
Yeah. But still, finding out that Nokyoung apparently knew nothing, this news is still pretty unbelievable to Janelle. And he weirdly chastises Nokyoung for not being more prepared to, like, try and seduce him. Yeah.
You should learn about me and stuff.
Yeah. I know. Well, he's you know what it is? It's the principle of the matter. Like, you came to try and seduce me and you didn't know anything? Step your game up, bro. Be better. Get better at sport. It's like how I hate villains who make stupid choices.
Yes.
It's why I hate... We're not going to get into it.
It'll go too long.
I could rant forever about real human beings today that I hate, not because they're just evil, but they're bad at it. Mm-hmm. They're just stupid, and I hate it. And so he's just like, you should step your game up. Because I would, I expect better from you if you're going to try this again. Like, you need to be ready to take it hard in the paint. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But Nokyoung's glad, actually, since his unpreparedness got him rejected. Because it'd just be so awkward if they were sex partners just to develop his career. Like, what do you even do like that? Mm-hmm. And the power imbalance would be insane and make it so difficult for Nokyoung to break away at a later date. What are some wise words coming from a young man under the thumb of his management company CEO?
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, he's really glad they don't have to fuck. He says, straight to Janelle's face.
He's getting more and more pissed off about it.
Janelle sees this as a rejection and is mad about it in a way where he knows he's being childish, but he's mad anyway, and then he's even madder that he's being childish.
Fair, I get it.
'Cause you
I
can just
honestly get it.
You can just see on his face, like, he's like, I'm so mad. Wait, that's stupid. Oh, now I'm madder. He ends up saying something like, oh, so it'd be total torture to have sex with me? Which is bratty, but whatever. Their conversation peters out after that, because again, what the fuck do you say to that?
Right. Awkward.
Truthfully. Not willing to sit in an awkwardly quiet car for the next eternity, Nokyoung brings up living in the same neighborhood since he'd never actually given his address. Additionally, he asked if Junil ran a background check on him or anything. Instead of answering, Junil asks a seemingly unrelated question in return. Why'd you tell me to be careful around alcohol? Did you see something? Emphasis on see.
Mm-hmm.
Nokyoung can't give the whole spiel about dying and getting another chance from his cool mom, so he just claims it was regular Daegler advice, from one dude to another. And then Junil says something like, do you think we're close enough for you to give me advice like that? Which I'm like, yeah, you aren't, but also, what is wrong with you?
He's just, he does not trust.
And I get it, but I'm like, he's so honest and clear about it is the thing that I'm not prepared for, you know what I mean? As for the background check, yeah, one was conducted, but not because Junil wanted to or anything, but due to his company needing a new spokesperson for a specific product. Nokyoung was on the short list, so now Junil kinda sorta knows a ton of info about him, including his ties to shamanism. Which is also why Junil assumed Nokyoung had an ulterior motive for his alcohol warning. If Nokyoung's grandma has the gift, it wouldn't be surprising if our little MC had it as well. Fair, but not. But is that the reason Nokyoung wasn't considered for the spokesperson opportunity? Like, is it because you know about my grandma? What's the deal? Nah, dude. It's because of his sponsorship attempt. Even if it was solely at the behest of Hanjai, it's still the sort of thing that would disqualify someone from working for Junil. And so even though Junil knows, like, now, oh, you don't actually want me to sponsor you, you did it at the behest of somebody else, he's like, on principle, I'm not going to pick you for you know, a spokesperson thing. Like, that's a bad business
I mean, that's fair. Yeah. That, I wouldn't have picked this person either.
For real. Fully understandable, but Nokyoung's still sad about it, and it shows on his little face. So he actually looks, like, downtrodden. Junil doesn't not feel guilty, even if he was standing on principles, so he gently but firmly encourages Nokyoung to watch out for himself, with like, reference to Hanjai. You know, telling him to be smart, develop an exit strategy for when the asshole inevitably throws him to the wolves. Which is good advice, kind advice, considering. Nokyoung's well aware of this, of course, and he goes quiet and pensive, remembering how he'd been fucked over. Junil apparently can't handle Nokyoung looking sad, so he changes subjects and asks about Nokyoung's meeting with Miss Choi. So it's supposed to be a light conversation, but like, why are you meeting with her? What's going on? I'm curious about your work, because work's a safe topic to talk about in the car, and you won't look like a sad puppy anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, everything they talk about seems to end in Hanjai, because Junil also knows what drama Nokyoung's supposed to be in, so him choosing a role against the wishes of his keeper sure is something.
Mm-hmm.
The optics are most decidedly not great if you're Hanjai, but they're kinda hot if you're Junil. And Nokyoung proves himself to be even hotter by affirming, with attitude, that he should be allowed to choose his own roles, and Hanjai can, somewhat politely, go fuck himself. Nokyoung's been a puppet for a while, but it's time for him to start cutting the strings one by one. So this marks the creation of Nokyoung's sixth and most important proclamation, escaping Hanjai's influence.
Yeah, because I was wondering that the most. Like, this guy is, like, manipulating him. They're connected.
Mm-hmm.
He could totally ruin his career. So
At
even
any
if
time.
even if he wants to, like, get away, how is he gonna, like, figure that out?
Mm-hmm. But will determination and knowledge of the past be enough to unwind Hanjai's control? Is it too late for Nokyoung to turn over a new leaf? Will he ever find out who attacked him? Just how far are some characters willing to go to win? And why the fuck is Junil acting like he's annoyed when he's defo just horny? You'll just have to see.
Mm-hmm.
This was like the longest fucking car ride ever, by the way. Them just in the car and them having all these conversations, and I'm like, I would die to be in the car that long. But it does end with Junil being very much like, He's kind of hot when he tells Hanjai to fuck off like that. Damn, that sucks. Damn, that sucks for me. That sucks for me. Man, that sucks. And so we're clear, they do go on... There are a lot more, like, little opportunities where Junil and Nokyoung meet. They keep having these serendipitous meetings and trying to feel each other out. They do a lot of weird arguing. I think I have in here somewhere that they play gay chicken a lot. They play gay chicken a lot. Where it's like,
right.
well, I would only... I think at one point, Nokyoung's like, well, do you treat everybody like shit? Do you say mean stuff to everybody, you fucking asshole? Well, no. If it was my lover, I'd only say nice and sweet things to them. Okay, well, you should be more consistent and try to, like, be normal with me. And then Junil, like, really heavily compliments him, like, earnestly compliments him about something. And Nokyoung's like, cool. That made me feel weird. And so they just keep trying to escalate stuff like, well, I don't like being in debt to you, so I'm going to pay you back by taking you out to dinner. Okay, thanks for taking me out to dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Also, gonna have your phone number? We're not close enough for you to have my phone number yet.
Oh my god.
And then at random at one point it's like, hey, we're close enough to have your phone number. So they keep bringing up, like they make memes at the beginning.
They're playing a very dumb game. They're playing stupid games for stupid prizes, you know?
Yeah, but the stupid prize is whole. And they eventually get there. And I will say so much of what happens after this point, because this comic's not very long. It's only 60 chapters. Well, I mean, not long to me. It's not a 100+ chapter comic. The main story is only about 60 chapters. And so I really didn't want to go like super, super deep. But starting like in the next chapter or so, that's when things start really kicking off. And you start unraveling the mysteries more. Like this just lays the basis or whatever. Then you start unraveling the mysteries and start meeting the other characters and finding out, okay, how do they tie into like XYZ? How do they tie into this? You get a lot more of Hanjai being a fucking creep. Mm-hmm. In the next few chapters, a lot more of him being very uncomfortable with Nokyoung. I will say, flat out, what Hanjai and Nokyoung have is not sexual. There are parts where there's an attempt to make it sexual, and it always stops. They never like get anybody's clothes off or anything like that. They've kissed, but they haven't done like anything else. Yeah. And that's important for you to know going into this, because there's a lot of like heavy topics that are like at least spoken about in this, but you're not really seeing, you know. But it's worth mentioning. It's a lot like Payback in the sense that there's a lot of stuff you miss. They allude to other things without having to go into them a lot more.
Yeah.
But okay. Let's dive into these characters, and then you'll get little more tidbits of information as we go along, and we'll do that. Okay. So, Han Nokyoung is our main character, and recovering douchebag. He really is prettier than he needs to be, and that is the source of his opportunities, and unfortunately, most of his problems. He's pretty confident during his second shot at life, and he half-jokingly knows how hot he is. So at one point later on, they make like kind of a meme off of him being like overly confident. So something about like, oh, I'm gonna be... It's something about like, I'm gonna be so sweet and cute that it's gonna be like refreshing to see me or something like that. And it becomes like a meme within his fan community, because people see him being that way and they think, oh, he's being jokey, not purposefully conceited, and so it becomes a meme. Because he always knows like, yeah, I'm hot, but I'm not gonna be like that much of a douche about it, so that comes up a lot. Despite his previous asshole behavior, he actually has a great capacity for love and kindness. He's also surprisingly responsible, even when he shouldn't be. He still has an attitude, and certain things will still set him off, but he mostly uses it for good, and it's pretty charming. So he never stops being a full jerk. He still tells people off to their faces. He says some out-of-pocket shit. His biggest thing, especially with Junil, is he will just dump information on him, and he's unafraid of it. But because he's like already had a bad situation and like died, he's like, oh, I'm not afraid of just saying what the fuck I'm thinking. Like, I'm just going to tell you straight up I'm having these really weird feelings right now, and you're just going to hear it, okay?
Might as well. That makes sense to me.
Yeah, he's just like, oh, I've already fucked up before. Can't get worse now. His past is big, sad, and in some really insidious ways. He was originally smitten with Hanjai, but their relationship was incredibly uncomfortable. Junil is totally not his type, and he's reasonably worried that having sex with him will fuck their lives up. But love, finds a way. And he's an actual factual mama's boy. Poor thing.
Oops.
King Junil is the male lead, and is also a asshole. His assholery is more about keeping strict boundaries, and you're not really upset with him for being that way, but his words are pretty fucking sharp. He's smart, confident, and extremely comfortable with who he is, which makes it easy for him to say extremely embarrassing shit like it's not a big deal. Like, he's generally way too honest with people, and will tell them stuff to their face that maybe you shouldn't say on a first meeting, but then later on, he will say the most cringe-inducing lovey-dovey shit like it's not a big deal. Gross. He's also like 30 years old. I think he's like 30, and Nokyoung is like 23 or something like that too. So it's also even more like, God. You're a grown man, don't do this. He's the sort of dude that likes things to be done the right way, so he doesn't take bribes, won't make choices based on vibes, and runs as clean of a business as he can. He is also P-E to the T-T-Y. He's petty all the time. He hates Hunjae on principle, but even more so after meeting Nokyoung. Very clearly he's attracted to Nokyoung now and before, but he is trying and failing not to do something about it. Because I think if I remember correctly, we get a little tidbit more that by the time that he slept with Nokyoung in the past future, he was actually like very attracted to him and into him, but he hadn't done anything about it at the time. So it layers in like this attraction was there the whole time. And he was fighting like hell not to do something
about it.
Yeah. Jang Hunjae is the CEO of Nokyoung's talent agency and a fucking asshole. Derogatory. He's an asshole as a boss, as a person, and as a partner, and for reasons you won't know until the very end. He is a glorified gangster and is doing illegal shit the whole manhwa. He's part of a villain structure, but is not technically the main villain.
Wow.
It's like, okay, if I had to put it this way, you know what a rat king is?
Yeah, I do. A bunch of rats tied together with their tails.
It's like there's like a rat king. There's a small rat king situation of villains going on. Because you have multiple. Because for sure he's one. I'm about to mention another one that we don't get to see yet. And then there's like another one that I'm not going to talk a lot about. And then there's some other minor ones. And they're all like feeding off of each other. It's a rat king of villains. So he's just one of them. You know. He does, however, create most of the hurdles Nokyoung has to jump. But he's not like the mastermind at the same time. It's complicated. He is also deeply pathetic. And I think that's one of the reasons why I got real excited towards the end of this. Because you love to see somebody lose their shit and be real pathetic about it. You love to see them upset extra. He gets upset extra.
Nice.
And he deserves it.
Good.
He deserves it so much.
Yes.
He has known Nokyoung for longer than I'm comfortable with. And their relationship is, again, very bad. He's also in a relationship with somebody else. Like a real one. But you'll find that out later because it's a surprise. I did tell you off pod that you don't see Nokyoung and Junil really have sex until like chapter 40 something, like chapter 43. But you see other people have sex before this. You do see Hunjae have sex with his partner before this. But it is there for plot reasons, not just to show sex.
Okay.
Like one of the reasons obviously is to establish like this whole time Nokyoung trying to be like, oh, we should be together biblically and blah blah blah. And Hunjae's always like, no, not yet. When we become a big star, we'll finally have sex. Which is
creepy.
Fucked. It's fucked. It's super creepy. But so he keeps saying that, and then the whole time he's fucking this other dude. Balls deep in this other dude. So it shows he could have sex with Nokyoung. He's just not.
Yeah.
Right?
He has some weird actual loyalty to his partner.
Yes. And I'm like, that's cool. But I'm going to push you into traffic on the highway.
Now, is his partner also evil? Because I think you said so, but...
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. I will also say there's a part where Junil was like, so wait, you didn't have sexual relations with Hunjae at all? And Nokyoung's like, no. We've like, haven't done anything. And Junil's thinking internally like, I don't know how he kept his hands off of you.
Like how?
He's just like, what the fuck is wrong with that guy? I would have been all over your ass. Like, he doesn't, he like just mutters it under his breath, like, what the fuck is his problem? And I'm like, girl, I get it.
That's so funny.
Respect. Park Sang-ho is Nyokyung's manager and a perfect cinnamon roll. He's an awesome manager and is willing to do his best for any of his clients, even when they're little bitches like Nyokyung. He also likes to do things the right way and prioritizes the safety of his clients above all else. He's also just adorable. And he really is, like, such a motherly, sweet kind of person. He really cares about all of his clients, the people that he works with. He's so empathetic. He's extremely empathetic. And especially for how protective he's been over Nyokyung, you realize kind of that he put up with Nyokyung's behavior because he really didn't like the situation Nyokyung was in. So he's really even owned the company kind of for him more than anything else. So I like him so much because I know what he did for Nyokyung and know what he's still doing for him and does for others. And so I just have, soft spot for him. He's also like Manager Choi from Payback in that he had an entertainment company and then it went under. And so he's trying to start his own talent agency again and stuff like that. So he also doesn't like Hunjai at all. Even though that's his boss. Then we have Choi Hyung-young, who is the writer of The Runaway, and she becomes a close colleague of Nyokyung. I just had to mention her. She shows up a lot. She doesn't do a lot of heavy lifting necessarily. She's just a cute character, and she shows up, and they develop an actual like friendship by the end of it. Lee Kyung-han is an actor that Nyokyung essentially mentors. He is a good boy and cries a lot, but he's also a stellar actor and a good friend. He's also really important to the story, which is why I'm mentioning him, though we haven't met him yet. So you don't met him for another, 5 to 10 chapters, I believe.
Okay.
Kang Hanil is an idiot asshole, Junil's brother, and not relevant until pretty late in the story.
Oh.
But damn, does he have some dumb shit going on.
So he hates his brother, okay.
Oh, it's for stupid reasons. It's all really fucking stupid.
I mean, yeah.
All the reasons are dumb as hell. God. And then we have Seong-taek is Han-jae's right-hand man and a gangster pretending to be an office worker. So if Han-jae is gangster attitudes, but he's business, this dude's all gangster. He's got a suit on, he's got an office, but he's gangster at heart. He's got a bad attitude and loves to treat managers and talent alike like shit. He loves to fuck around with the assumption that he'll never find out.
Ha ha ha. I'll never be taught a lesson.
And there are other characters in here that get names and they have other stuff going on, but they come so late or they come up at kind of random times where they're not, whatever. Kyung-han is the one who has the sister with the thick eyebrows. They both have thick eyebrows and their situation is really cute. His sister's also important later, but it's such a big thing we're not going to talk about it on here.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I'm being so sketch. That's why I stopped where I was in the comic. You have the vibes of the comic basically going. You have a lot of hints, but we just can't. I can't go further without ruining the surprise, and the surprise is so good. I don't want to do it, but I'm going to finish showing you the rest of the pictures, because I took some extras to show you the other characters and stuff like that, and then we'll move on to the wrap-up. And I didn't show you that much of Han-jae. I picked pictures that are not supportive of you liking him more, because I don't trust this. Well drawn, but I don't like it. And then here's him.
He looks like the typical male interest, so it's actually nice that he's the bad guy. I think that's interesting.
Yeah, he is the bad guy. And then this is Kyung-han. He's just got big boy cinema roll energy. And he actually gets upset because Nyokyung offers him a role in the drama. Hey, well, I'm gonna put in a good word for you, and I've seen your acting and I like you. Nyokyung's completely lying. He's like, I know you for a different reason, from my future past, blah blah blah, but I'm here and I need you to be in this, and I owe you, so I'm gonna do this for you. So he just lies to him and say I've seen you in roles before and I thought you're a really good actor. But this little boy just gets so upset.
Yeah.
It's thank you so much.
This little big man.
Yeah, another person I have a very big soft spot for.
Well, big softy. Come on, a big guy with the heart of gold.
Yeah, I can't help it. And he's a little bit younger than Nyokyung too, so I think he's only 20 or something like that. And so he even he says Hyung a bunch. It's so cute. He's very cute. And then I saved this whole chapter to actually scroll through, because this is a point where I believe Nyokyung is telling him hey, I'm gonna shoot this other role or whatever, even though you don't want me to. And I wanted to say, this is why I know the artist is whatever their new work is going to be insane. Because how this is paced, where he's like leaning forward and stuff like that, this shot of the shoes, that physical, like, the physical manifestation of I'm putting my foot in between your 2 feet.
Yeah, like interjecting himself.
Like psychologically, it like hits.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really cool. And then, of course, let me get close to you, but not too close kind of thing.
His color's a little too strong, so my brain is like, oh god, calm down, purple guy.
I know.
Like, Five Nights at Freddy energy.
He is purple guy, you're right. And all the caresses are, like, very, very specific. The way all of this is laid out,
yeah,
the
he's
lighting
definitely
and stuff
trying
like
to give him enough to catch him.
But everything also feels very shoujo, which is interesting that that's, like, the bad time. Because he's over here having these fuck-ass arguments with his, like, actual love interest, and then this is, like, the most shoujo bullshit. But I love that they get close this time, and he's like, what a load of crap. And then pushes him away. And so I appreciate, truthfully, how much Nokyoung starts to put down really strong boundaries. He does talk about faltering and trying to separate himself from Hanjai, because he's like, I feel really sick when I try to push myself away from Hanjai. So, like, if he looks disappointed in me or looks upset with me, or if his mood changes for a second, I get upset, and I feel like I'm struggling to fight it. And so he even tells Junil, like, I want to go out drinking with you so I can try to forget how I'm feeling about that. And because you support me, you have no reason to, but you support me breaking away from him, so I trust to talk to you about this. And I'm like, that's so cool that it's hard for him to do it. Like, story-wise, it's cool that it's hard for him to do it, but he's not giving up. He refuses to give up. He keeps pushing forward, and he's seeking support from somebody who is like, I'm not even interested in this person, but I know this person is rooting for me in this one way, and it's backing me up 100%, and I just want the support of him backing me up, and I want nothing else from him. I don't need his support in any other way. I don't need his money. I just need him to tell me, like, hey, yeah, that dude sucks. And he's like, yeah, that dude does suck. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's, like, such a growth moment for Nokyoung, but also, that's what it's like, pulling yourself away from a creep. So
yeah. It's hard. Like, you may know they're a bad person, but you're still emotionally attached, so.
Exactly. So, for someone who's pretty sick of isekais, this manhwa sure did have me by the balls. But I think isekais like this should be primarily about growth and unraveling the mystery, and again tackles both of these really fucking well. As to the growth, obvi, Nokyoung has to grow into a better person. Or really, he has to find the decent person that's buried under a whole lot of unresolved trauma and unfair circumstances. His change in behavior is so rewarding, because you can literally see his mood improve every time he acts right. So, like, when he's being nice to Sang-ho for his benefit, and then he realizes, like, he just likes being nice to Sang-ho, and he deserves nice things. Because I know at one point he's thinking about, like, well, I'm going to support Sang-ho in doing whatever so that he doesn't leave me. And I was like, yeah, your intentions might be wrong, but that's a really nice thing to do for him. Because he encourages Sang-ho to start his own, like, talent agency again. And he says, like, oh, hey, when I'm going to quit, I'm going to, like, cancel my contract with the company we're at, and I'm going to quit and go to a different agency. And Sang-ho's like, okay, well, we'll suck not having you. And he's like, no, you're coming with me. Because Nokyoung's feeling selfish, and he's like, I don't want Sang-ho away from me. And it's like, what you're starting to realize is that you like Sang-ho, and that's why you don't want him away from you. And you want to support him, and you like him. But he was still in the mindset of, like, well, he just can't leave me.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm all for, like, it starting out selfishly, because I think if you're honest, that's where it's going to start. When people are trying to, like, let's say recover from alcoholism, you have to admit you did the bad things too. Like, you have to be like, yes, I want to get better, but hey, I also, like, stole money for my habit, and I did, and I hurt these people. So, like, you have to acknowledge you're a bastard.
Yeah, the main part of rehabilitation, one of the hardest parts, is acknowledging that you did shitty stuff while you were suffering.
Yeah.
And that you have to put those two things together. And that's a lot of what gets focused on in this, is Nokyoung consistently realizing he did shitty stuff, and then also realizing, oh, and I can't really apologize to people. I just have to do actions to make up for it, because I can't tell them. They're not going to believe me. And some of this stuff hasn't even happened yet. And he also has this big thing about debt and repaying debt. And so that's, like, one of his motivators too, is he can't stand being indebted to people. And so all these things kind of propel him forward to being better. But, like, he also becomes kind of hooked on being a good person, and it legitimately makes him feel better. Like, it's healing all the hurt he has inside of him. Which has some psychological basis, as acts of kindness are known to benefit the giver as much as the receiver. So we get to see Nyokyung's brain, like, rewire itself to crave being kind.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you want. You want to enjoy someone getting a second chance. You don't want to feel like it was just handed to them and it's like, run free, idiot. You were fine before. You want to see them, like, really work for it. What really had me excited was how Nyokyung's growth either triggered or supported the growth of others. Sang-ho, who is, again, an excellent manager, develops more confidence due in part to Nyokyung's encouragement, but also because getting out of Hunjai's influence benefits him, too. Miss Choi learns a heck of a lot about production and positive on-set relationships because of her connection to Nyokyung. Because she surely would have just been like a cool writer, but she gets to learn more about like producing and networking and all these things because of his influence and his actions. She faces more hardships, sure, but it's a net positive and definitely increases her resilience for her future endeavors. Lee Kyung-hun, who I just mentioned, he has significantly less of a bad time, 100% due to Nyokyung's actions, but also gains the respect of other actors and develops important connections that will help shape a positive future. And then, like, his sister also gets, like, you know, to the benefit of this as well. Their relationship's stronger, things go well for her. Even fucking Hunjai sees some improvement due to Nyokyung. Not that I give a single goddamn. Like, he develops as a person, but it's also like, too late, idiot. Haha, you lose. Junyo's growth is more typical since it's mostly about him learning to relax a little and when to break his very reasonable rules. However, it's still nice to watch him fall over himself and act more childish and honest when he's with Nyokyung. He also manages to solve a looming personal and professional issue due to Nyokyung's involvement in his life. So really, Nyokyung becomes the GOAT.
Yeah.
But you're, like, rooting for him to do it the whole way. Like, everything that he does, you're like, oh, you unravel this mystery. Oh my god, you can fix it. And he kind of even becomes proactive about doing it and takes on this, like, feeling of, like, don't you come for my child. That's my child.
Mm-hmm.
Stay away from my baby. Fuck you. So he ends up fixing his own and other people's problems and becomes a good source of encouragement for others, but he also just becomes the best version of himself. Nyokyung is no longer listless and confident and desperate for affection. He ends the comic better at acting, at being kind, and at making connections. It's a major, wholesome glow-up. And I do also, because I didn't mention it earlier, when I'm mentioning, like, desperate for affection, I want you to think about the fact that his mom died. His grandma never saw him again.
Oh, yeah. He had some issues. Like, I could pick that up.
You know there's something missing here.
Mm-hmm.
Because does he have parents?
Yeah.
Because I thought you were going to ask me that earlier, and so I was like, oh, she's going to ask me. Does he have parents? Yes, his dad is still around. And yes, his stepmom is still around. I did show you their picture earlier. When I asked you, like, vibe check for this couple.
Oh.
That's them.
Nope. Don't stay with them. Did he stay with them? Oh.
Grandma left. So okay. So everything's out on the table. Grandma doesn't see him. Mom's dead. His dad's still in the picture. Derogatory. You can start putting things together.
Yeah.
As to what he's been dealing with. So unraveling the mystery behind Nyokyung's acid attack is one of his proclamations, and oh boy, it's an intricate web. Which is realistic, because a single tiny action can completely change the trajectory of major events. But I truly didn't expect how many cogs were in the acid throwing machine. So much of the comic revolves around the runaway and how its successes and failures are a direct result of other wrongdoings in the comic. So the drama kind of becomes a secondary lead, as its progress has massive impacts on other characters and situations similar to Nyokyung. So you have Nyokyung being like this force of change, and then the drama itself being this force of change for multiple people and in multiple different ways. And then it somehow has to do with the acid attack. So it all comes back to the acid attack at the same time. And I'm like, okay. You do have a good time unraveling everything, and the authors don't treat you like you're stupid. So they're not just, like, purposefully hiding things from you. They really are, like, giving you what you need to kind of work it out on your own. You very naturally discover new information within the guardrails of Nyokyung's memories and his perspective. So we really are learning with him most of the time. Even the exposition scenes don't give so much away that you're bored when you finally get the answer. So, like, we do get introduced to Junil's brother at kind of a random time, but to a point where I was like, is he related to Junil? And then I was like, I don't know. And we moved on to something else, and so I kind of forgot about him because they just mentioned his name for a second. I was like, I'm sure it'll be important, but you learn about a lot of what he does after the fact because there's no way for Nokyoung to know that he's connected to the situation. And then when it's revealed to him, then he's like, oh shit, fuck, okay, I gotta do something about this. And I'm like, thank you. Thank you for not just purposefully hiding stuff from me. Thank you for not, like, hitting me over the head with stuff multiple times, being like, don't forget about this. I'm not a child. This isn't fucking Blue's Clues. You don't need to repeat it to me several times. Just let me figure it out, okay? And yet, things aren't too fucking complicated either. This doesn't get to soap opera territory by any means. It's very clear there's a couple of douchebags with similar but conflicting end goals causing 90% of the problems in this manhwa. The real questions you have are why, how, and for how long. I gotta speak on the how for a second, because the manhwa is definitely billed as a jerky character picks the wrong person to love vibe, but it's really not that at all. Nokyoung is 100% groomed. It's not sexual, but it's still uncomfortable, and is one of the core reasons why he struggled so much. I fully didn't expect that to be the method of fucking up several people's lives, but it absolutely was.
I have, again, this is a very common plot in, like, model acting stuff, and I've read a lot of that. So, I'm not tired of it. I think it's, like, such a problem, it should appear in stories.
Yeah. I was surprised at how deep this went, which I will also tell you more off pod. But for being non-sexual, the grooming was pretty insidious. Because it definitely involved abuse tactics, like, straight up. Like, not just, like, I'm gonna buy you nice things and treat you nice and manipulate you a little bit. But, obviously,
the bulimia thing.
Yeah. So, I, of course, mentioned how skinny Nokyoung was and how weird it was for him to eat. Hanjai legit coerced him into an eating disorder. Which, by the way, can fuck with your attitude, mood, perception, and lots of shit. You literally become a different person, like I said. And so he has got him basically at his lowest. And this is the sort of thing that, like, abusive partners will do to people. So it's crazy that he's grooming him. He's not in a long-term relationship, but he's using everything in the abuser's playbook to fuck with Nokyoung.
Yeah, I mean, it was Anne Hathaway who, like, she talked about, like, she basically ate yogurt and, like, porridge every day when she was in Les Miserables.
Yes.
And she did it so that she could look sickly and all this stuff, but she's like, I refused to meet my fiance during that time because she's like, I was mean and angry. But she's starving. She's starving.
Yeah.
Like, you can't be nice when you're going through pain sometimes.
And just, again, I'm just going to reiterate, when you have an eating disorder, it starts to rewire your fucking brain. And so, if you didn't have a depression before, you got depression now. If you didn't have anxiety before, you have anxiety now. And you just don't think about things in a regular way. It can take years to undo it as well. So that Nokyoung has the support to make as much progress as he has is really important. And I honestly even kind of feel that his mom put him back on Earth with some things healed. Because he's a lot more clear-headed when he comes out. And I think it's because he kind of got reset. They were like, we're going to send you back nourished. So that you can make some, like, conscious, positive decisions. Because holy fucking shit, dude. You're not going to be able to think about doing shit unless you eat.
Yeah.
You know? I appreciate, too, that breaking away from that relationship with Hanjai was pinnacle to Nokyoung's healing and doing better for himself. He could not become a better person without erasing that toxicity from his life, and the comic spends a lot of time emphasizing that directly. Like, via Nokyoung's words, actions, and feelings, he actually says, like, oh, I need to get away from this, I need to stop doing this, I feel better, like, actively reinforcing this is good for me, and then indirectly, by way of other events happening around the main story. It's also necessary for him to have a healthy romantic relationship, both for himself and Junil. And this is legitimately, like, Junil actually says, I think somewhere in the next few chapters, he's like, I will be more interested in you, or you'll become hotter to me the more you're out from under Hanjai's, like, you know, puppetry or whatever, right? Like, when you stop being his puppet, I'll find you more attractive, or I'll be more interested in you. And so that really is his boundary, is like, I want to be with you when you're like this, not just because it could be bad for all of us if you feel like you can't put that separation in. So, like, mentally and physically be bad for us, but also because he's like, you will become a better person out from under here, and that's the person I want to date, is the person that you really are, not just, this weird puppet that we have here. And so I thought that was cool that he just straight up said, like, not until you're not doing this. Like, you gotta be your own person.
Yeah.
But their relationship is strangely wholesome and is the union between two petty kings. I enjoy Nokyoung and Janelle's relationship because they're on the same wavelength as far as dealing with tomfoolishness and can both be honest to a fault. Like, you don't call someone ugly and untalented to their face off the rip, but they both absolutely will. Like, that's absolutely within their wheelhouse. To just say, well, you're ugly and an idiot.
Yeah. Sometimes being a brat is good sexual tension.
They also love to argue with each other and then turn around and do something sweet and thoughtful. And since they love to argue, their relationship development really just looks like an intense game of gay chicken. That they both won or lost? If you kiss the dude, does that mean you win? Or does it mean that you lose? I don't understand the rules of gay chicken. But do you want to play it with me later?
I'll play gay chicken with you later.
Anyway. Janelle really loves when Nokyoung slings attitude and appreciates his confidence and strength of will. Nokyoung adores Janelle's tsundere behavior and finds it endearing, which, good for you, girl. But he also appreciates that Janelle has more power and connections than God, and yet doesn't try and manipulate people all the time. He's a man of his principles, and really only gets wishy-washy when Nokyoung is involved. It's a good relationship for both of them that is based on mutual respect and disrespect, and one that doesn't fall into the typical manhwa trope of rich boyfriend handles all your problems from now on. Because sometimes it's great to see the fantasy of somebody gets with a rich boyfriend, whether it is, like, straight romance or, like, queer romance. Sometimes the fantasy of, like, oh, you're with a rich person and they're super nice and they're well-adjusted and they just want to take you places and do stuff for you. That's great. But I get to a point where I'm like, show me two regular people. Show me somebody who is, like, middle-class rich and has a house. But, like, you still got a budget for something. Or, like, you're going to take a special trip later or whatever. Sometimes it just gets to be too much and, like, the problems aren't there.
You know what's sexier? Rich person just helps guide you to your revenge.
Right. And that is what Janelle does in here.
Yeah.
He, like, there are certain things that he steps in for, but he's like, I'm only going to step in because this is going to benefit me. And benefit my company. So I'm going to do that. Or, hey, you asked me for this. Are you asking me as my boyfriend, or are you asking me as the actor? And if you say my boyfriend, I'll do it. You say the actor, figure it out yourself. And I appreciate that boundary. So their relationship doesn't shy away from the benefits, but Nokyoung's independence is really important to the story, and especially so to Junil. So he wants him to be able to do things on his own because he wants him to have that opportunity. And I'm like, that's really loving somebody, especially someone who's been in this terrible grooming situation, that you want and need him to be okay on his own.
Yeah.
And that you support him to be okay, but that you're also increasingly jealous if he does romantic scenes with other people because you're a stupid little bitch. Again, it's like discovering your new favorite dish. It looks good enough on the surface, but the way it handles common characters and tropes introduces you to a savory and nuanced meal. You know the ingredients, you're familiar with the flavors of each, and yet they're prepared in a way that excites and delights you like you never have been before. And it all comes with a healthy side of groomer suffering.
Yeah.
It's basically a Crunchwrap Supreme. So, if you're into isekais with good personal growth, a healthy dose of mystery, and plenty of petty Betty behavior, again is the manhwa for you. You can find it on Tabitoon, with the sex or without. So there's two versions, you don't have to look at the fucking, but honestly, turn the fucking on. It's 2025. Okay?
Enjoy some smut.
People are trying to take smut every fucking day. Just get it in when you can, okay? Just look at the fucking. It contains violence, suicide, bullying, manipulation, parental abandonment, drunk sex, death, attempted sexual assault, really bad parents, cunty behavior, derogatory, drug use, disordered eating, sexual harassment, cheating, not of the main characters, and, of course, grooming with a capital G. And I will assure you again, this obviously does tackle a lot of, like, heavier subjects, we are not generally spending a lot of time visualizing the heavy subjects. It's mostly mentioned or talked about. The worst chapter is probably chapter 1, and then there's another chapter later on where you get worried about the attempted sexual assault, but it is handled very quickly. You know, this is something I'm talking to Keelz about, who has a very, like, hard boundary on sexual assault stuff. So, if I'm recommending it to her, I think you're going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that in mind, what is your whole rating?
Okay, so with that in mind, I'm actually going to give it an 8 out of 10.
Okay.
This, like, hits a lot of things that I like. Very interesting. I don't think the start is very strong.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't think we're getting enough of confusion between douchebag and kindness. It's just not... I feel like it gets rectified later. But I feel like for me, I'm a person who needs the beginning to be at least middle. Like, I need it to be fairly strong for me to take a bite. Like, if I'm really hooked on something and it starts weak, I could, like, perhaps get into it. I also really don't like the art, even later. Like, when you showed it later. It's just... I don't mind pretty boys, but I want them to look, like, a little more real.
I get what you mean.
Yeah. So, like, realistic pretty boys is better for me. Because, again, men can be beautiful and that's fine. Women can be masculine, blah, blah, blah. I'm all for it. But when it starts to get, like, really unrealistic and you look like, I don't know, you look like Utna all the time. Because, like, Utna's great because that's its style choice and stuff. And for the psychologicalness of it all, I think that's even better. Utna's great because it's Utna. But, like, if I had to enjoy a story like this with one of the characters looking like them, which this guy kind of does, I can't focus. Because he looks out of place. Compared to everyone else, he looks really out of place.
I understand.
And so, because of that, it's 8 out of 10. Again, the art gets better. This is just my personal taste. I'm probably still going to read this because, like, the story is strong enough to where, like, I'm curious. And I like seeing a messy person try to restore their life.
And I will say, I had your feelings too. Like, chapter 1, chapter 2, I was like, well, okay. But I thought, well, I'll read it. And then I was like, what the fuck's going on back here? And then I just fell into it. And then I'm like, oh, shit, god damn it. And there's a brat email lead in. I was like, oh, shit, god damn it.
And to be fair, I normally give stories, like, 5 to 10 chapters, so I probably would have still read this if, like, the hook is strong enough, but, like, something about this hook, I was like, this is, like, and then again, it's got that unrealistic pretty boy thing for me, and I just don't like it that much.
That's fair. Well, I don't disagree with you, I understand your things, but I did also, I read this whole thing with you in mind, which was really fucking funny. I read another isekai that we're going to talk about later that I also accidentally read with you in mind.
It's really bad. I do like isekais. I think they're pretty ridiculous, but it's like my level of ridiculous. And there's some really good ones out there. I'm very fond of, like, especially the ones that feature villains.
And, like, listen, I don't judge. Everybody has their own little weird niche that they like. I'm not a big isekai fan, but obviously, the story structure for it can work even for somebody like me who's just not that into it. But if isekais are your things, that's fine. If you really like the super soap opera-y, like, overly done dramas, that's fine too.
Yeah, totally.
We're not judging here. We're just talking about whole, okay? So.
Yeah, and this one does have holes, so that's also why the rating's saying pretty high.
Well, if you want more from the author of the novel, Limetree, you can find them at Limetree730 on Twitter. That's Limetree, the number 7, number 3, the number 0 on Twitter. Or go politely scream at publishers who translate their novels or other manga adaptations, because they have like 5, and this is the only one that's been released. And I'm thinking, if this story was this engaging as a manga adaptation, the book's gotta be insane. Please release the rest of their work. It looks so interesting. You can find the artist Gongtae on Twitter at 0tae_132. So that's the number 0, TAE_132. And enjoy more of their art, including big titty men. Because I looked through their gallery and I was like, oh, the tibbies. They also have another manhwa they've drawn for called Amber Alert, which is also an untranslated limbo, so feel free to stream about that also. I believe it's on Leizhen in Korea, so maybe Leizhen will drop it since they're just finished season 1. But I don't know, girl. They just be making decisions sometimes, and again, Gongtae's art had its glow up moment, and they really hit their stride in Amber Alert. So I really want that to be brought over, just to give an opportunity to showcase what they're really capable of.
Yeah.
There's plenty on their Twitter. Go take a look. You want more Hole? You can get some on our socials at Hole-Chat on Blue Sky and on Tumblr. Deeper inquiries are perfect for an email, which is hole.chat.69@gmail.com. Any like, comment, share that you give us encourages the autistic beast within me to yap about more queer stories and fills both of us with determination. And, of course, we really appreciate it.
Yeah.
So, thank you guys so much for listening this time. Thank you for being patient with us. And tighten up.
Tighten up.